a warning echoes through Beirut. There would be no life for Lebanon. Iran-backed Hezbollah says it won't disarm until Israel ends its strikes. Tensions are spiraling between the state, the militia, and Tehran, and Lebanon stands on the edge of a confrontation it may not survive. Hezbollah just raised the spectre of civil war with a warning that there would be no life for Lebanon if the government sought to confront or eliminate the Iran-backed group. Notably, the Lebanese government wants to control arms in line with a US-backed plan following Israel's military campaign against Hezbollah, which was founded 4 decades ago with the backing of Tehran's Revolutionary Guards. But the group is resisting pressure to disarm, saying that cannot happen until Israel ends its strikes and occupation of a southern strip of Lebanon that had been a Hezbollah stronghold. Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem warned the Lebanese government on August 15th against confronting the Iran-backed militant group, saying,
The Lebanese government bears full responsibility for any strife that may occur. We do not want it, but there are those who work for it. The Lebanese government bears responsibility for any internal implosion and any destruction of Lebanon. Or there would be no life for Lebanon if you are going to stand on the other side and try to confront us and eliminate us. Lebanon cannot be built except with all of its pillars.
However, Qassem said Hezbollah and the Amal movement, its Shiite-to-Muslim ally, had decided to delay any street protests while there was still scope for talks.
Hezbollah and the Amal movement agreed to postpone the idea of having street demonstrations on the basis that there is room for opportunity, there is room for discussion, there is room to make adjustments before we reach the confrontation that no one wants. But if it is imposed, we are up for it, and we are ready for it, and we have no choice. Then the demonstration in the streets will spread throughout Lebanon and reach the American embassy. The resistance will not hand in its weapons as long as Israeli aggression continues and the occupation is ongoing.
Hezbollah and Amal still retain influence politically, appointing Shiite ministers to the cabinet and holding the Shiite seats in parliament. But for the first time in years, they do not hold a blocking third of the cabinet, enabling them to veto government decisions in the past. Meanwhile, senior Iranian politician Ali Larijani, Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, visited Lebanon this week. Larijani's visit to Lebanon is being seen as an attempt to smooth any feathers ruffled by rhetoric from Tehran about Hezbollah's disarmament. In early August, the Lebanese government, under pressure from the United States, announced that it would seek to disarm Hezbollah, long considered a principal ally of Tehran, by the end of the year. The cabinet's move, backed by the United States, seeks to establish a state monopoly on arms, fulfilling long-standing clauses of UN Security Council Resolution 1701 that ended the 2006 war between Hezbollah and Israel. The plan mandates the Lebanese army to develop and implement the disarmament framework, a move Hezbollah has denounced as a grave sin. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said in an interview last week,
We support any decision the group makes, but we do not intervene. This is not the first time they've tried to strip Hezbollah of its weapons. The reason is clear: the power of resistance has proven itself in the field.
His comments were received angrily in Beirut. Foreign Minister Joseph Aoun, who is from the anti-Hezbollah right-wing Lebanese Forces Party, said Araghchi's statement is firmly rejected and condemned. Raji said, "Such statements undermine Lebanon's sovereignty, unity and stability, and constitute an unacceptable interference in its internal matters and sovereign decisions." Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun also recently delivered a direct and public message to Tehran, warning that the country rejects any foreign interference in its domestic affairs. The remarks came during a meeting on August 13th with Larijani.
We reject any interference in our internal affairs. It is forbidden for anyone to bear arms and to use foreign backing as leverage. The friendship we seek with Iran must be with all Lebanese, not through one sect or component alone.
Aoun also stressed that Lebanon's relationship with Iran must be conducted through the state rather than through individual factions, signaling a shift from previous decades when Tehran often dealt directly with Hezbollah. Analysts say Hezbollah and Iran have emerged bruised from separate conflicts with Israel in November and June, respectively. Now, Beirut's instruction for Hezbollah to disarm risks further undermining the relevance of the group at a critical time. If Hezbollah gets to keep its weapons, several significant consequences and implications are likely, especially for Lebanon, the region, and international relations. Retaining weapons allows Hezbollah to maintain its political and military leverage within Lebanon's fragile sectarian political system. It continues to operate as both a militant group and a political party, influencing Lebanese politics heavily. Hezbollah's military wing holds a distinct structure and culture, and its disarmament could risk internal rifts or splinter groups. Keeping its arsenal preserves the group's internal cohesion and control. Hezbollah threats warn that any attempt to forcibly disarm them risks internal unrest or civil strife. The Lebanese government's trying to seize Hezbollah's arms could destabilize the country or push the nation into a civil war. However, maintaining weapons in the hands of a non-state actor contributes to the continuation of armed pluralism and weakens the full state monopoly on force. Hezbollah frames its weapons as necessary for resistance against Israeli occupation and aggression. They claim continued attacks and occupation justify keeping arms. Their arsenal serves as a deterrent and offensive capability against Israel, contributing to ongoing tension and potential conflict risks in the region. Hezbollah's retention of arms aligns with its ally Iran's regional influence strategy, reinforcing an axis of resistance against Israel and the US. The international community, including the US and some Lebanese factions, push for Hezbollah's disarmament as part of Lebanese sovereignty and stability. Continued Hezbollah armament complicates Lebanon's relations with Western countries and undermines disarmament resolutions like UN Security Council Resolution 1701. Diplomatic efforts at peace and stability in Lebanon and between Israel and Lebanon face hurdles if Hezbollah remains armed.